This is what low self-esteem actually looks like, and most people don't even know they're suffering from it. If any of this feels familiar, stay with me. You're about to learn how to take back control. I'm not saying this as someone who has it all figured out. I'm saying this as someone who used to live exactly like that. There was a time when I would overthink every decision, compare myself to everyone around me, and even when I did something good, I felt like I wasn't enough. So if you've ever felt invisible, not confident, or secretly unsure of yourself, trust me, you're not alone. And the truth is, improving your self-esteem doesn't start with pretending to be confident. It starts with understanding why you feel this way in the first place. So let's break this down into 7 simple steps you can start using today. All right, step 1. And this one is big. You need to identify your inner critic, that quiet voice that keeps telling you you're not enough. Here's the thing most people don't realize. Your inner critic isn't you. It's a voice you absorbed from your past, from criticism, comparison, or even childhood. So let's try something. Just for 5 seconds. Think of the last time you wanted to do something, but that voice stopped you. Maybe you wanted to post a picture, answer a question in class, apply for something, and that voice whispered, "Don't try." Now ask yourself one question. Whose voice is that really? Yours or someone from your past? Because once you realize that voice isn't even yours, it loses half its power. From now on, whenever that critic speaks, don't argue with it. Just ask, where's the evidence? You'll notice something powerful. Most of the things your inner critic says have no evidence at all. They're just fears, not facts. Once you learn to separate your real voice from your inner critic, your self-esteem finally has room to grow. Now, let's go. Step 2. This one silently destroys more self-esteem than anything else. Comparison. Here's the truth most people never admit. We don't compare because other people are better. We compare because we doubt ourselves. Think about it. You could scroll for 10 seconds and see someone who looks better than you, someone who's richer than you, someone who's happier than you. But what you don't see is their pain, their insecurities, or the things they hide. Comparison is dangerous because it's always unfair. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. One time, I saw someone online my age doing things I wasn't even close to. For a moment, I felt useless. But then I realized I wasn't jealous of them. I was frustrated with myself because I believed I should be further than I am. That's the trap. Comparison makes you judge yourself by someone else's timeline. So here's a simple trick to break comparison addiction. When you notice yourself comparing, say this out loud or in your mind. Their journey is not my measurement. And if social media triggers you, try this. Unfollow accounts that make you feel inferior and intentionally follow people who inspire you or make you laugh. Protecting your self-esteem is not weakness, it's self-respect. Once you stop comparing yourself to others, your confidence has less pressure and more space to grow. Now, let's move to step 3, where you'll learn how to build real evidence of your worth. Now that you've stopped measuring yourself with other people's journey, step 3 is about measuring yourself with your own progress. Your self-esteem grows from one thing: evidence. The problem is most people only celebrate the big achievements. Good grades, big money, massive results. But real confidence comes from the small victories you stack every day. Quick question, and be honest with yourself. When was the last time you congratulated yourself for something small? Getting out of bed early? Finishing a task you kept avoiding? Choosing to study, even if it was just for 20 minutes? These are not small. These are proof. Proof that you're improving. When you celebrate micro wins, your brain learns a new identity. I am someone who makes progress. And that identity is the foundation of self-esteem. So here's what I want you to do. For the next 24 hours, every time you do something even slightly productive, say this: that's a win. Try it for one day. You'll be shocked at how much more confident you feel simply because you're finally acknowledging your own effort. And once you start celebrating micro wins, the next step becomes even more powerful because step 4 trains your mind to be kinder to you than your fears are. Step 4 is something most people ignore, but it can shift your mindset faster than any motivational speech. It's called the 2-minute self-compassion technique. And before you roll your eyes, this is not some soft, emotional cliche. It's a psychological reset. Whenever you feel insecure, anxious, or like you're not good enough, stop, take a deep breath, and ask yourself these 3 questions. 1. If a friend felt this way, what would I tell them? Be honest. You'd never talk to them the way you talk to yourself. 2. Is this emotion based on facts or fear? Most times it's fear, not reality. 3. What's the next small action I can take right now? Not a big action, just the next small one. That's all. 2 minutes. But those 2 minutes break the cycle of self-hate and replace it with clarity. People with high self-esteem aren't fearless. They've just learned how to be kind to themselves when fear shows up. And once you master self-compassion, you're ready for step 5, the step that teaches you how to build confidence through consistency, not feelings. Now that you've learned how to reset your mind in just 2 minutes, step 5 is where real confidence begins. Confidence is not a feeling. Confidence is a habit. Exactly. Confidence is a reward for showing up. So here's the rule. When your mind says, I don't feel like it, you reply with, I'll do just 2 minutes. Why 2 minutes? Because 2 minutes removes the pressure. It tricks your brain into starting, and starting is 80% of the battle. When you do this every day, not perfectly, just consistently, you start proving to yourself that you're reliable. And that, right there, is where self-esteem grows. Not from perfection, but from consistency. Now, once you've built this habit of small, consistent action, step 6 becomes even more powerful, because we're going to fix the environment that's quietly shaping your self-esteem without you realizing it. Now that you're building confidence through those small, consistent actions, step 6 targets something sneaky that's been influencing your self-esteem all along. Your environment. Your surroundings aren't just background noise. They shape how you see yourself every day. Toxic friends, endless negative news, or even a messy space can quietly drag your self-esteem down without you noticing. Take a quick moment. Think about the people you spend the most time with, the content you consume, or the spaces you live in. Do they lift you up or make you doubt yourself more? So let's fix that. Start small. Audit your environment today. Limit time with people who criticize more than they encourage. Set boundaries kindly. Curate your feeds to include uplifting content, like motivational accounts or success stories. And tidy one space, like your desk, to create a sense of control. When your environment supports you, it amplifies all the inner work you've done, making self-esteem feel natural, not forced. Now, with your mindset and surroundings aligned, step 7 will seal it all in by teaching you how to maintain this progress for life. With your mindset sharpened and your environment set up for success, step 7 brings it all together, making sure this new self-esteem sticks for good. Here's the key most journeys miss. Self-esteem isn't a one-time fix. It's a lifelong practice that needs regular check-ins to stay strong. Without reflection, old habits can creep back in, undoing your hard work. So pause with me for a second. Look back at the past week. Which steps from this video have you already tried? What small change felt the biggest? To make it last, build this simple ritual. Once a week, spend 5 minutes journaling or thinking about your wins, setbacks, and adjustments. Ask, what supported my self-esteem this week? What drained it? Then tweak one thing, like revisiting your inner critic or environment audit. This reflection turns your efforts into a cycle of growth, where self-esteem becomes your default, not something you chase. You got the tools now. Use them, and watch how you transform. There you have it, the 7 steps to reclaiming your self-esteem. Identifying your inner critic, stopping the comparison trap, celebrating those micro wins, practicing quick self-compassion, building habits through consistent action, curating a supportive environment, and reflecting to make it all last. Remember, low self-esteem doesn't define you. It's just a habit you can unlearn. You're not broken, you're evolving. And with these tools, You have everything you need to build a version of yourself that feels strong, capable, and enough. So start with one step today. Maybe revisit step 1 or try that 2-minute technique right now. If this helped you, hit that like button, subscribe for more real talk tips on personal growth, and drop a comment. Which step are you trying first? You've got this. Go take back your control.